Okay, we're going to tape today's show. It's about especially bikes, motorcycles, motor vehicles. Today's subject is about scumbags and politicians, political agendas. Any city that's controlled by Democrats and Democratic influence has its scams. We got that parking scam now here going where prominent businessmen like Bill ZEINER, that owns a towing company, they buy a lot and they get in with people that own property. Where Convenient Mart is here in HAZLETON on Juniper Street. It's right in the middle of the mecca of public offices. I do veterans advocacy today. And I got bitten by the scumbag towing scam. These are all the people I've contacted, and I've requested videos with Tara Toohill, Matt Cartwright, and Gerald Mullery. I never heard of him, but he is actually the state rep for my district here. Because we have a bunch of lawlessness in our city governments, on our streets. It's been unleashed on the people. And it's the epitome of what gets soldiers like me killed in other countries when they see Americans as corrupt. We're even complaining about our own governments. Our streets are going to hell. $62 million in road funds money the state police stole. The biggest burglary ever is our road funds money was stolen by our police. It should tell you a lot about our state legislators and our administration. Because I've requested on-camera interviews. I admire Brian High Impact Vlogs because that guy, he hits hard with the common sense. So hard he'd knock the shit out of anybody and wake them up. Like I want to wake these guys up. Our city offices, they're full of more scumbags like Jeff Cusack. I call him Jeff Q-Tip. And I called his administrators. You get an answering machine. You don't get any response. And especially if you have a problem. I do veterans advocacy. I drop paperwork off, not only for myself. The public offices, especially if you're a disabled veteran, you get part Social Security or disabled veterans funds. It's not all handled by the VA. A lot of people have found that out. It gets handled by Social Security through your benefits and your benefit packages. And also, the Public Assistance Office, since they've let you have private doctors closer to your home instead of using the VA, it's generating me a lot of running around for these guys, and even myself, to get private doctors instead of the VA. You need to go to the Public Assistance Office. So all you got to be is in bed with a scumbag, ZEINER Towing. Don't be afraid to look him up and call him. He's on Google. And don't be afraid to look these people up and call them. Because we now have that towing scam running here. Okay? You do not have a parking lot with public access open to the public and post it private. Especially when you have assistance offices and you have Social Security offices that have no public parking access. Or the limited public parking access. They have no handicap parking. I've seen people get out on crutches and walkers and fall flat on their goddamn fucking face because there's nowhere to get out of the vehicle. You know, so I got bit by I had my truck towed today. God strike me dead, Bill ZEINER. I'm not the guy to fool with. I told all you guys that on video. Nobody's ever taken me up on my offer because I'll make a video of it. Whoever has the balls to step to me here, I'm going to cut them off. But this is in our city governments because I've had a problem with our township ever since where they can't be straight. So once I started using video, they were out of touch. They send me letters and threatening letters. They're going to huff and puff. Now I'm working with one of their city solicitor, their newer city solicitor. We're going to get that on video next time I go in the office there. There's just a bunch of lawlessness here in this HAZLETON area. But most of Pennsylvania is like that. I originally said if I didn't repeat it here, I'm going to repeat it again. These goddamn judges and magistrates, they're so goddamn fucking crooked, and their moral compass is so far out of whack, it's like they can find their cars in the parking lot. That's how whacked out they are. There is no justice, especially Pennsylvania, but it goes all the way up. Now you see how your government, your Democrats have become obstructionists. Okay? Here we have two Democrats. They want to run their thing. Maybe I'll call you back, leave a message. They're my public servants, and I want access to them, and I want answers why this is going on and why it will be allowed to be going on. And I want answers why my federal Social Security office has no private handicap parking for disabled people, although they handle primarily disabled people's business. except for the free stuff they're giving to the border jumpers, which I disagree with. But also our public assistance office has no private off-street parking, okay? The parking at these buildings is limited to a handful of cars, and it takes them forever at a snail's pace to do the public business in those buildings. So that is my video. It's going to be motorcycle season. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits. There's going to be more accidents because the roads are getting terrible here. They're atrocious. They stole the road fund money. People are going to be getting crippled up. Hey, here's evidence. I live here. We have craters that will literally swallow a motorcycle. It does damage to cars and light trucks. It does a lot of damage. And my politicians, they don't want to come on camera with me and ask me why it's going, or answer me why it's still going on. That's why I still smoke at my age. Hey, cigarette went out. Best thing for me, guys. These people right here are a criminal enterprise. They've entered into the criminal realm of an enterprise, and they're in with those individuals like ZEINER. They're harmful to the public. They're harmful to legitimately disabled people, that they have to get semi-ambulatory people like me to go do their business because they can't do their business at those offices. This is a travesty. Even if these buildings and businesses have a parking lot, it's so goddamn cramped, you couldn't get, an ant couldn't squeeze his ass through between the fenders and bumpers, let alone somebody in a wheelchair or on a walker. This is the criminal enterprise that our government, they give you a little crumb for your tax money that they rape you of. I mean, the taxes are getting outrageous and we're getting nothing for it. It's nothing but a criminal enterprise. What you doing, squeakers? My little orange buddy came to visit me, our newest rescue. He's having a hard time. He gets harassed by Chucky and the other two cats. Hey, it's life. But learn about scumbags. They exist in every city. They're running this parking scam where these rich, wealthy people, they buy a parking lot and they're hammering people. It's like bees to honey. They see an open parking lot, you got to do your business for a couple minutes, and next thing you know, your vehicle's gone. Bill ZEINER, just so you know, you fucked with the wrong guy. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.